I'm the one that has to learn the lessons. I have played more Karens than I can count.
True.
Hey there, it's Katherine Norland from the Dhar Mann series of videos. You may have seen them on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Well, because of acting in some of these videos, people have dubbed me the Queen of Karens. So someone recently posted on a Dhar Mann video where I played one of these Karens. They said, "She is the Kareniest Karen who ever Karened." Wow, say that 3 times real fast.
The Kareniest Karen who ever Karen, the Kareniest Karen who ever Karen, the Kareniest Karen who ever Karen.
I don't even know if I got that right. That was so funny when I read it. Now, not only had I heard the term Karen first probably in 2019, but it became wildly popular in 2020, I feel like. The first time I got cast as a Karen who actually had the name Karen, I started to do some research online to find out what a Karen was so I could play that role properly and what a Karen looked like. Do you guys know that there's actually like an official hairstyle for a Karen? Now, the first couple of videos I tried to do the Karen hairstyle, but then I branched out because I thought to myself, you know what? There's a lot of Karens out there who don't actually have the Karen hairstyle. At least from my experience, I've run into many. So it doesn't necessarily stick with one look. These days, you cannot assume if someone is going to be a Karen or not, whether they have the haircut or not. Okay, so initially, when I first started playing Karens, I thought a Karen was just like a busybody. Someone who was sticking their nose into things that are none of their business. I don't know if that's what you thought. You can type in the comments what you thought it was. I thought a Karen was someone who's trying to solve a problem that has nothing to do with her, that's none of her business, doesn't belong to her. So I kind of thought that's what it was. Now, I've played dozens of Karens, so if you judge solely off what my character says and does, then I'd probably fall in that category. But in this video, I'm going to highlight the Karens I've played whose name was actually Karen in the script. So I thought that was funny because they weren't even trying to hide it anymore. They literally named me Karen in the script. So you can find the list of those 6 if you go to IMDb and look under the Dhar Mann channel and look for the roles I've played. So we'll be looking at those 6 episodes where they did not shy away from calling my Karen character Karen. But before I get into Karens that I've played who actually have the name Karen, I did a little search online because I thought this would be enlightening to you to see what other sources said a Karen was. Because like I said, I thought she was just a busybody because it seems to mean different things to different people. So this is by no means an exhaustive list, but I think it sheds a lot of light. So let me know what you think. So when I started to play Karens who seemed to be racist as well, I started to wonder, wow, is Karen a new name for a racist as well? And so I looked up what a few popular sources had to say. Here's what I found. The term Karen is a pejorative term. Now, pejorative is an adjective that says, well, that means having a disparaging or derogatory or belittling effect or force. So it's like a put down. Calling someone a Karen would be a put down. Now, if you go to Wikipedia, Wikipedia says a Karen is a name for a woman seeming to be entitled or demanding stuff beyond the scope of what is normal. It's also a term that refers to memes that are depicting white women who use their privilege to demand that they get their way. Depictions also may include demanding to speak to the manager, or being racist, or sporting that particular bob style haircut. Now, as of 2020, that name has been increasingly used in the media and social media. Maybe we can show some clips from that. So it's been used more in the media, and the purpose for the term is middle-class white women, especially during COVID pandemic and Black Lives Matter, according to this source, during their protests. Now, the term has also been applied to male behavior, so it's not just a female thing. The Guardian called 2020 the year of the Karen. So now, interesting, the Karen first, when I first gave the Karen what Karen meant before I got to Wikipedia, that definition was from dictionary.com. Okay, let's move on to what the top definition is in the Urban Dictionary. It says a Karen is a middle-aged woman, typically blonde, who makes solutions to other people's problems that are a minor inconvenience to her, even though she's not really remotely affected. Like, Karen sues the local city council after they installed a new stop sign that hides the sun from her window for 2 minutes a day. The stop sign was installed after a schoolboy on his bicycle was hit by a speeding driver and died. Whew. Or Karen refuses to wear a face mask for her 5-minute trip to the supermarket during a pandemic. Whoa. She harasses the workers, she asks to see the manager, and she threatens to sue. Or Karen complains that her favorite parking spot was replaced by a ramp for wheelchairs. Well, she parks her car in the old spot anyway, and she shoots a vlog about it. Or this one. Karen gets angry if a student falls asleep in her class. Wait, that one sounds familiar. Marcus! Were you sleeping in my class? Parade.com says, sure, you could be a Karen, but you could also be a total Karen. Karens can be women or men as well. Comment if you know a male Karen. Okay, and comment below if you know the difference between a Karen and a total Karen. Perhaps a Karen is just a selfish, self-absorbed, nosy neighbor sticking her head in other people's business. But a total Karen cannot restrain herself from doing it. And she looks to find fault in others and make their lives miserable everywhere she goes. Parade.com says, what exactly is a Karen? A Karen is a pushy, corny white woman. Now, for those of you who don't know what corny means, because we don't really use that word anymore, it means old-fashioned, trite, lacking in subtlety. Back to what Parade says. It's someone who's insensitive to those around her, who doesn't read the room, who puts herself first and complains in a whiny voice. Or maybe she calls security on a black woman with a white child.
This woman is trying to kidnap this girl.
Wow.
Whoa. Vox.com says, but the stereotypical name conjures up, at least in the U.S., a white woman in her mid-30s or 40s. The archetype is, well, it's a blonde woman with multiple young kids, and it says she's usually an anti-vaxxer. The Karen has a "can I speak to the manager" haircut. Boy, that's a theme here. And a controlling superior attitude to go along with it.
They look so cheap. And where did you even buy those anyway?
Sort of like that. In particular, the Karen has evolved into a figure known for her hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is basically pretending to have a virtuous character, moral or religious beliefs or principles that they don't really possess, or a pretense of having some desirable or publicly approved attitude. Back to what Vox says about Karens. Rudeness towards working class staff and anti-science beliefs. What? Anti-science beliefs? Huh? Well, that is a new one I haven't seen before. So they're saying Karens don't believe in science, so they must completely disregard the intellectual and the practical activity encompassing the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and the natural world. You know, the kind that we learn about through observation and experiment.
I got all A+.
What? Let me see that. 100 out of 100? No.
How can you not believe in science? CNN.com says a Karen is generally defined as someone who throws a tantrum at Starbucks, who whines and asks to speak to the manager. Yeah, oh, that is a theme. Over the slightest inconvenience, who uses tears to get what she wants. It's also someone who calls the police on black people for, say, I don't know, asking that they put their dog on a leash in Central Park? Or maybe calling the police on a man with... Oh, let's just watch.
Hey, you! Excuse me, stop right there. What are you doing with 2 bikes?
Why?
Because it looks like you just stole one. I mean, why else would you have 2 bikes?
Okay, now that I have given you a little preview of the top 6 videos I play a Karen, where my character's name actually is Karen, if you look it up on IMDb, let's just get into it.
Excuse me, Karen?
Hello? Yeah, my name is Karen.
Listen, Miss Karen.
Hi, Miss Karen.
All right, so let's see which videos these are so you can go and watch them if you haven't seen them already. And you know what? Comment below if you have already seen all 6 of these after I let you know. Okay, the number 6 video where I play a Karen whose name actually is Karen is in Rich Mom Shames Poor Mom for Cheap Presents. Instantly regrets it.
How do you know her again?
Her son and my son are friends, so I had to invite her. You.
Yeah, my son and I, we painted it together. It reminded me of when...
Where'd you get the materials? The 99-cent store? That's what you got him for Christmas? How cheap.
Okay. Isn't the real question after you watch a So You See moment, you ask yourself, is this antagonist going to learn their lesson or not? That's always what I find interesting about the Dhar Mann series. Sometimes the bad guys, they learn their lessons, and sometimes they don't. So, what do you think? Did the Karen in this video with the official blonde Karen haircut learn her lesson?
It was nice to see you, Karen.
Nope, she does not learn her lesson. The number 5 video, where I play a Karen whose name is actually Karen, is lady calls cops on a black man who has 2 bikes. Instantly regrets it.
That is the man that stole the bike.
Sir, put your hands in the air where I can see them.
Officer, this is a big misunderstanding.
Don't believe a word he says.
Wait, why are you arresting him?
Son, this man is a criminal. He stole a kid's bike.
No, he didn't steal anything. That's my bike. He was helping to get it back for me.
First of all, I have to say this mom is not very observant. Remember the explanation that I said about Karens can't read the room and they can't wait to tell you what's going on? She didn't even notice. You guys will find this out later. She didn't even notice the man's extra bike was her own son's bike. Hello? She was just, I don't know, she was just so prejudiced. She was just so prejudiced, she couldn't even see straight. Do you think that this wicked woman actually learned her lesson? Let's see.
I am so sorry. I felt bad for how I treated you.
Wow, she did. That's kind of shocking. Okay. The number 4 video, where I play a Karen named Karen, is immigrant shamed for her English accent. Or I think it was just called immigrant shamed for her English. Now, this was with the YouTube celebs who made their appearance at the end, the royalty family. If you guys have watched their videos before, let me know. I hadn't heard about them till we did this collab, but maybe some of you guys were already fans of theirs. Okay, let's watch a clip.
Oh, hi, Karen.
I knew it. From the moment I heard your accent, I knew it would be a mistake to rent to you. I should have listened to my gut.
Excuse me? How can you say that to her?
Oh, is your name on the lease?
No.
Then stay out of this.
Seriously? She's equating someone being late on rent with having an accent. Oh, who does that? But I'm sure, you know what? I'm gonna root for this Karen, because I'm gonna say she's equal with everyone. I'm gonna say she's just that way with everyone. I'm sure when other tenants don't pay the rent, she's just as hard on them, right? Right? Because she's the apartment manager, right? Not paying rent is not paying rent. Let's see.
Well, you got my money?
Look, I lost my job, okay? I'm sorry, but I'm going to another
I don't want to hear any excuses. Do you have the rent or not?
Oh, sorry. I thought you knocked on my door.
Oh, it could happen to anyone.
Listen, Miss Karen, about this month's rent, I may be a few days late, and...
Oh, Grace, don't even worry about it. I know you're good for it. I'll even go ahead and waive the late fee for you again.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
You too.
Thanks.
Hey, how can you be so nice to our neighbor, but so mean to my mom?
Listen, kid, this is grown-up business. You wouldn't understand.
Okay, now fast forward about 8 or 10 years have passed, and Miss Karen now is, you know, it's been a good amount of time for her to realize the error of her ways. So I'm sure she's come around. Let's see. Let's see if she learned.
You? No. Nuh-uh. If you think I'm gonna rent to you again, it's not gonna happen.
Oh, okay, well let's find out more.
I'm here because we just bought the building.
My gosh. What? I can't believe it. How did this happen?
No! Oh, she didn't really learn. She didn't really learn. It seemed to me like she was more worried about losing her job at the end and was trying to, like, backpedal. Like, how could I undo all the damage that I've done so I could keep my job? No, I don't think that one counts. Video number 3 is lady calls cops on a black mom with a white kid. Instantly regrets it.
Are you the babysitter or the maid? How do you know this girl?
Well, if you really have to know, she's my daughter. Come on, sweetheart, let's go.
Listen, you can talk to me. Do you know where your mom is?
Did you not just hear me? I just said I'm her mom.
She gets the security guard involved. And listen, he confirms that she's the legal guardian.
Well, do you have any photo identification?
I mean, you see my photo right there. Isn't that enough? Fine. Here. Now, can I take my daughter home?
Okay, sorry for the mix-up. You're good to go.
Oh.
She's the legal guardian. Have a nice day.
Come on, sweetheart.
So, I'm sure we're fine. Like, that's like the end of the story. She realizes, oh, I was mistaken. This woman is her parent, right? Live and let live. We're just gonna go home with my daughter now and everything's fine. It's fine, really, it's fine. The story's over, right? No, sadly, this is not the end of the video. Maybe a reasonable adult with a brain in their head, it would be the end, but sadly, no, she doesn't even stop after the security guard checks everything out and confirms that that is her daughter.
It's unfortunate.
Excuse me?
I was just saying that's unfortunate that Jess got adopted by you. She belongs in a white family.
Now, we know when someone is clueless and says or does something really racist or dumb or ignorant, and the other character gets to school you with a so you see moment. So, what do you think this red-headed Karen did after that? Did she learn her lesson? Let's watch.
I am so sorry
For everything.
You sound like such a great mom.
Now, I do believe that this lady was sincere. I think she really did mean her apology. But Ricky's character, I have to say, kudos on Ricky playing this part. This one definitely was one that was a great example. She was being a great example to her daughter and being the bigger person here.
So we appreciate your apology.
Does this mean Jess can still come over later?
Only if Ebony promises to come too. We would love to have you both over for dinner.
Please, Mom. Can we go?
Sure, honey.
Number 2, teacher accuses student of doing drugs, instantly regrets it. Let's see if Miss Karen treats 2 students differently who don't have their homework done. I'm sure she's equal with everyone.
I'm sorry, I don't have my homework. But I brought you this apple.
Oh, Adam. You are so sweet. You know what? It's fine. Just bring it tomorrow. Marcus, where's your homework? Don't tell me you didn't do it. You had all weekend.
Look, I'm really sorry. I've been really busy the last couple days.
Busy doing drugs.
Look, could I please just have one more day to finish it?
No. I'm giving you an F.
Why do you think she would treat one student one way and the other student differently? Do you think that if Marcus had brought me an apple, I would have forgiven him like I did Adam? Is that all it takes is an apple? Or maybe Karen is the new word for racist. So let the accusations fly.
I've never done drugs in my life.
Oh, uh-huh. The janitor found drugs in this classroom, and it was obvious whose they were.
So let's just haul him off to the principal's office and get his mom in there and let her know the bad news.
There's no easy way to say this, but we found out that your son is on drugs.
What? No. No, there's no way. Marcus would never.
That's what I said.
He fell asleep in class. His eyes are bright red, and there are a lot of other facts.
Seriously? This teacher is grasping at straws. Really? Telling the principal there's a lot of other facts? Oh yeah? Pray tell, what are those facts? Can you name them? No, because you don't have any. You're just trying to get the principal on board with you so you can justify your prejudice. What other reason could Marcus possibly have for his red eyes falling asleep in class? None. There could be no other reason.
The reason Marcus hasn't slept and why his eyes are all red is because his dad left yesterday and he moved in with his secretary. And Marcus and I were up all night crying.
Wow, that poor kid. Finding out your dad isn't who you thought he was? How traumatic for him. Now, I'm sure this Karen is going to realize what an idiot she's been, assuming things about him instead of just asking. I bet she's going to have some compassion. Let's see.
But it doesn't change the fact that we found drugs in the classroom. And I know they belong to your son.
Nope. She is not going to let the truth of the situation sway her opinion, no matter how much Shantae and Devin, the mom and son, go on trying to convince her. But here's what she does. Here's what shatters her little world.
Look who I found doing drugs in the bathroom.
What? Adam?
No, that can't be possible. This must be a mistake.
I caught him red-handed.
So what do you think? Did this short-haired redhead Karen learn her lesson?
Oh my gosh. I can't believe I thought it was you this whole time.
I kept trying to tell you.
I should have asked instead of assuming. I am so sorry, Marcus.
Well, she did apologize. But honestly, if you looked into her eyes during her apology, it looked more like she was worried about losing her job and not getting sued than she was being sincere and really sorry for the damage that she had done and how her false accusations had hurt someone. Ugh. All right, the #1 video where I play a Karen whose name actually is Karen is... Mom accuses her son's black friend of stealing.
What are you thinking, bringing him over here? Didn't I tell you not to hang out with kids like that?
The kid is what? He's no good? What exactly are we talking about here? Kids, just like your kids, they like to sit on the couch and play video games, so I'm not quite sure what we're judging off of here. Let's find out more.
He is a bad influence on you. Look at how low your grades have gotten since you started hanging out with him. He probably doesn't even go to school. You know how his people are.
Oh no, nope, she went there. This Karen, oh, you know what? I think this Karen qualifies as a total Karen. Do you think any of the other Karens were total Karens? Or do you think this one is the winner? Let me know. Okay. This is the racist Karen. This one, you know what? I think we can use that term from earlier. This is the racist. This is the Kareniest Karen, whoever Karened. Seriously, his people? Okay, first off, you're assuming the reason your son is doing bad at school is because of him. And then you're going to throw the entire African American community into one category. Not even going to school, having bad grades and being a slacker? What other genius can this Karen come up with?
Don't your parents feed you or something?
Mom, it's fine. I told him he could have more.
I don't break my back at work all day long just to feed some kid whose parents probably don't work and can't afford to feed him themselves.
Okay, so now because my son's friend wants cereal, suddenly his parents don't work and they don't feed him. Wow, that is some hardcore assumptions. But I'm sure there's nothing else you could accuse him of after that. I mean, come on. Your parents don't work and they can't feed you? And your kind don't even go to school? But wait, remember, she's a total Karen, so there's more.
Caught ya, red-handed.
Oh, it's not what it looks like.
Oh, you're trying to steal from us, aren't you?
Okay, now I'm going to defend this Karen just for a second. Bear with me and hear me out. I'm going to give her just one tiny little ounce of credit right now. He was actually creeping into my son's room and about to go through his drawers. So what was that about? I mean, the first two instances were completely unacceptable. But would there be any parent who wasn't suspicious a little bit about what was going on? You tell me in the comments if you think it was perfectly normal for a kid you didn't really know to go into your child's room without your child and open up the drawers. Is that normal behavior?
Don't ever come back here again. My son doesn't need friends like you.
Mom, what happened?
Oh, I caught your little friend trying to steal from us.
What? He would never do that.
Do you think any of the assumptions that she had about her son's friend were correct? Remember, there was 3 of them. Let's find out.
I go to school every day. And I get straight A's.
Okay, she was wrong twice, but come on. What is the excuse about going through my son's drawers?
And you say that I was in Braden's room to steal. But the truth is, I was only in Braden's room to surprise him. With this.
You bought me a new laptop?
Wow, egg on her face. He just bought your son a gift that costs over $1,000? Do you think this blonde Karen is going to learn her lesson this time around? And when she does, is it really going to be sincere? Is she really going to mean it?
I'm not the bad guy you think I am.
I am so sorry for how I treated you. I feel terrible. Braden was right. I never should have judged you before I got to know you. I had it all wrong. Can you please forgive me?
Okay, guys, I have to say I believe her, but I don't know. I don't know if I would be ready to forgive her. I mean, the things she said and did were pretty harsh. And she had no reason whatsoever to say the first 2 things. That's pretty cruel. I cannot imagine being someone like that. And you know what? Even the 3rd thing, could you at least maybe have asked a question like, Marcus, what are you doing in my son's room? Why isn't he here with you? Did you forget something in his drawer? Or why were you about to open his drawer? Could have maybe at least asked a question. I think that's reasonable. So, does it seem like she's really sincere about what a jerk she's been? Yeah, but at the same time, I wonder, is it one of those scenarios where the mom is like, well, I still don't really like black people, but because you have money, like your dad is rich, and you get good grades, I'll tolerate you being around my son.
You are a great influence on Brayden, and you are welcome over anytime.
Thanks. Well, I gotta go. See you tomorrow at school, Brayden.
Do you think if we found out the kid didn't get good grades and was from a poor family and was actually really hungry, and maybe he was only going into my son's room to leave him like a homemade project he made in shop class, do you think this Karen would still be willing to let them be friends? That's an interesting thought, right? I mean, there are people who say, well, you're not like other black people, or you're not like other Asian or Latino people. You're one of the good ones. Have you seen that kind of behavior? So, yes, you're one of the good ones, so I'll let you hang out with my son. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. And guys, let me know if you like this video. Tell me in the comments if you want other videos like this. And if you have some ideas for other videos based on the acting stuff, and you want to see me do more relating to the Dhar Mann series I work on, and you have some suggestions, I would be happy to entertain them, and I would love to hear it. All right, guys, have a fantastic day. Bye. Hey there, it is Katherine Norland. I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys think that this video would bless somebody else or that they need to hear it, please hit the share button. And there's a little bell button too where you can be notified whenever I have a video that comes out so you don't miss a thing. I appreciate you guys. Remember always, live true, love hard, shine bright, and I will see you in the next video.